Okay, so today I actually bought something, just some little stuff. I have my MacBook Pro right here that I'm actually recently upgraded with an 240 gigs SSD as a main hard drive. So I upgraded from a 120 gigs SSD that this computer come with when I bought it brand new to a 240 gigs SSD. So what I'm about to go ahead and do today is actually put in a second hard drive in this MacBook Pro. And I bought the very exactly the same hard drive as I put in there as my main hard drive, so there is now going to be two of these. I'm sorry about the focusing sound there. To get this to work, you also need a CD caddy, so to speak. So you can take away the CD in the MacBook and put the hard drive in there, and this one will actually replace the CD, so to speak. So what we're going to go ahead and do today is I'm going to show you how to install this in this MacBook Pro. So I think it's going to be a fun project, and I'm trying to not looking at the LCD because you are right there. How the hell can I solve this problem? Not looking at the LCD. Oh well, anyway. So this is not it's not very difficult. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's not very difficult. And if you are never ever taken apart a MacBook Pro before, I suggest you don't go ahead and do this, because you need to know what to touch in there and what not. So I've been working with computer for almost all my life, so I would consider myself knowing what I'm doing. But if you want to go ahead and do it, well, go ahead and do it. Sometimes it gotta be the first time. So this is not really an instructional video. It's more like me showing how I am doing this in my way. So let's go ahead and dig into the project here. I'm going to relocate my Canon EOS 700D here. So this is actually the first video with this particular camera. So it's going to be a little bit interesting actually. So yeah, let's dig into it. So this is my MacBook Pro right here. I have turned the settings on the movie settings on this 700D to automatic, so it could happen that the ISO will change a little bit. But first thing we gotta do is to be sure not to scratch the lid. So I have this type of material right here. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is to unscrew all these screws here, and I put a very strong magnet on there so I can pick up the screws. There we go. What we want to go ahead and do right now is to take off the lid very, very carefully here, just like so. This is what the computer looks like inside. I'm gonna see if I can get a better shot here of the stuff in there. So as you can see right here, it's actually, this is the hard drive I put in before, and the new hard drive is exactly the same. So this part right here, this is the CD. So to be able to take this one out of here, there is a few steps you gotta go through to get this to actually work. First thing, you gotta disconnect some cables here, and second, you have a speaker you gotta take away, and also you got some other stuff here to take care of. I don't think you need to take away these cables right here, because this one will just pop. You can just put it up like this. So I suggest we go ahead and start to take away these cables right here. I'm using a little plastic tool here. That's one. That's two. That's three. And second thing we want to do is to disconnect the battery. This one right there. We want to disconnect the battery, so there will be no power in this circuit right here. There we go. There you got it right there. So try to keep this one like this at all times, so you know that there is no power connected to the motherboard, so to speak. So let's go ahead and continue disassembling this. I'm sorry guys about the camera angle here. I'm not really sure you can see what's going on here, but I'll try my very best here to get a very best angle here. So what I'm about to go ahead and do right now is to just see that everything is disconnected right there, and you you got a cable right there, you got a bracket right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take away this one just because I can. I don't remember if this is also the bracket for the CD, but I take it away anyway. I see I'm running out of battery in my Canon camera, but I will try to... I have another battery, so there's no rush. There's no rush for that matters. Oops. There you go. So as you can see, I got a little cable here that needs to come loose as well. Try to get the very best light possible here. As you can see, I'm taking this away right here just so you can put this one to the side. This is the speaker actually. Be very careful here. And you can also just carefully put this one to the side like this. Something like this, I believe. And now you have an additional screw up here that you need to take away to get this loose right there. And you also got a screw up here. There we go. You got a little piece of some stuff here on the battery you need to, but I think this is pretty much loose now. You can just go ahead and lift it up very carefully like that. There you go. That's the CD caddy right there. Well, this is the CD, so to speak. So this is what it looks like, and the piece you're going to need here is actually this one right there, because this one will attach to the CD caddy. So this one, you just go ahead and it gets loose very simple by just taking it away like this. So now you can put this one to the side right there. And put this one to the side until you need it. So I'm back here. What you want to go ahead and do right now when you have everything loose in here, it's actually, I have my caddy right here. There is some screws right here that you want to go ahead and take away, because this screws is going to hold your SD drive in place. So I'm about to go ahead and unscrew these ones. You have also some plastic right here. You can go ahead and take away. You don't need it anymore. So I'm sorry about the constant focusing sound right here. There we go. Now you can see that you have the connector right there. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you pop this one in place just by doing like that. And then you can take a screwdriver and just pop it in there like this. You see? This one is pretty much in place now, so you take the screwdriver and screw in these screws in place again to hold it in place. I can see the ISO is changing constantly. So there we go. I popped it into place there and screw it with some screws right there. What you want to go ahead and do now is to take this piece of connector right there, that one is actually hooking up to the back of the caddy right here. Just put it in like so. And something to remember is that it's actually going to miss, you're going to get one screw too much, because you can see right here that one is not existing on this one. So what you want to do right now is to put this one back in its place again. Carefully. Very carefully. There we go. I think that's just about it. So what I can do now is to take a few screws right here and screw back I don't want to screw it all the way, because I want to make sure that this one is going to fit as well. Oh yes. There we go. That's two of them right there. And this one right here in the middle is not going to I'm about to go ahead and put it in right there, just so I know where it is. I'm screwing it back like so. What I'm about to go ahead and do is to put this stuff back together. You want to make sure to pop it in place. There you go. Take these longer screws right there, two of them, put them in there. There we go. There we go. Sorry about the lightning situation here, but the light situation, not the lightning. So it's about time to put the speaker back here. I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually two screws, one there and one right there, that needs to hold this one in place right there. So I'm taking two of the smallest screws right here and putting them back right here. You gotta make sure this cable right here, that it's not in the way. There we go. And you got a screw right there. There we go. I think that's pretty much it. You have a screw right there. A tiny little screw. With this, it's too bright here, with this little bracket thing on there, which is going to be placed right there. I don't know if you can see what I'm actually doing here, but just like so. Make sure you didn't disconnect anything. Now you want to put this one back together in its place again. So you gotta be very careful when doing this, because you don't want to break these connectors right there. Just pop them in like that. Like so. Like so. Putting this one back there. The bracket for the hard drives. There we go. I think I'm pretty much good to go on double checking the connectors here, just to make sure I did everything right. Something else you gotta make sure is the cables here, so that they are not in its way for the lid. I don't know if you can see this, but these cables right here, I need to loosen these two screws again a little bit, because the lid will actually I need to get this cable a little bit under this piece right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and loosen these ones just a little bit. And this is why you gotta be so very careful to make sure that you are not doing a mistake. Just try to get the cables under there. Like that. The cables are under there now. So I go ahead and tighten the screws again. There we go. This is all right now. The cables are just the way it should be. So, only thing we need to do now, and you can't really forget about it, is the battery connector right here. Once you double checked everything here, everything is cool, all connectors are in its place, nothing have went wrong here. What you can go ahead and do is to put this battery connector back in its place right here. Just pop it in like that, and when you hear that sound, you know it's all good actually. So I also see that I did a mistake here. Well, maybe not a mistake, but this little bracket thing is supposed to be the other way. Like this. So once you have the computer taken apart like this, you can have a look at the fan right here. If it's looking like there is a lot of stuff in there, you need to clean it out. You can carefully take a vacuum or something like that to just vacuum a little bit. This seems to be fine, everything, so I go ahead and take the lid. Uh-oh. There we go. I take the lid, I put the lid back like that. Remember now that these 3 long screws is supposed to be on the back here, on this side, like right here. 1, 2, 3. Be very gentle when tighten these screws, because you can easily break these screws very easily. There we go. Now we have made an installation of a second hard drive in our MacBook Pro, and this will actually work. The CD caddies, the ones who will replace the CD in the computer, is kind of like a little bit tricky to get, but once you get a hold of them, I suggest you maybe buy 2 of them or so you can sell one to your friend or something like that, because they are very convenient. So what we are going to go ahead and do right now is to start this computer up, and I will make a screen recording so we can see what it's looking like, and maybe we need to do we need to erase and format the hard drive and to get it to work with this MacBook Pro right here. Okay, so I'm back here. I started up the computer. Immediately when I started it up, you can see this right here. So what I need to do is to try to initialize this hard drive right here. It will bring me to disk utility. Here we can see I have this is the main Macintosh HD 240 right there, but this is the new one. So what I want to go ahead and do is erase this one. I want to name it Backup HD, Backup Hard Drive, because I'm going to save a lot of stuff on there. I'm going to store a lot of stuff in there, so it will be mostly backup stuff. So you want to make sure you have the extended journaled and GOID. You want to choose that one, and you choose erase, and it's done, and bam, there you go. Now this hard drive is ready for use right there. So we are going computer, and now you can see you have 2 hard drives here. This is the main hard drive. This is the backup. That one is actually empty right there. So this should have, as you can see, 240 gigs, well, almost. So that's kind of cool. I think this is looking very good. I have a lot of space here right now, so I think this is kind of like very good to do if you want to store some stuff on your computer, and I mean, that's kind of cool. I have 580 gigs of SSD in this computer now, and I think that's pretty badass actually. And if you're wondering what specs are on this MacBook Pro right here, I bought this a year and a half ago, and it's a 2.9 gigahertz, and I have 16 gigs of RAM in there, and now I have 580 gigs of SSD in there. Too bad it's not a quad core, it's only a dual core, 2-core processor, because it's a 13-inch. But anyway, it's one of the most powerful 13-inch MacBooks around, so I'm very happy about this.